Brian, let's reach back into the mailbag here. Lillian emails and says, I've always thought that I probably don't have enough money saved for retirement, which is why I'm still working at 69. But I just ran my pension estimate, and after listening to you, I've got $1.5 million, and I'm ready to bail. Do I have enough to retire? $1.5 million sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Depends what her expenses are. Depends what all her Social Security numbers. Depends on. She have 3 houses that she's maintaining. Is she supporting her child and paying $5,000 a month?
Can't you just tell her? Can't you just answer her?
No.
And just go,
no, you can't.
Lillian?
No, you can't retire.
Okay.
I mean, it's easier to say no than say yes. You know that? Because if you say yes and then they're not successful,
then it's your fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Say no and then they work longer and then you come back in 2 years. No, there's not enough information in some of this. But what we would do with her is, sit down and say, let's look at everything. Everybody wants to know a quick answer, right? They all want to, quickly get the blessing to retire.
Yeah. It's just never that easy, is it?
No, but sometimes it's a alternative retirement. And we've talked about that for you. Like, hey, you love fishing, you like karate. I still want to see you do some karate. I think that'd be funny. But
oh, that'd be funny. I've been doing karate for 20 years. You may go, oh gosh, that guy's good, man.
Oh man,
I want to mess with him. Brian was in my basement hitting Bob, the body opponent bag. You were tearing that dude up, man.
Bob, I forgot.
You remember
about
that?
Yeah.
I was like, easy on Bob, man. You're like, he's all right.
He's all right. So, but the idea is that we would sit down and try to figure out with Lillian, like, okay, what are your goals? What do you want to do? Okay, well, I don't want to be bored sitting at the house. Okay, well then that's all right. So what do you want to do? Well, I don't want to do my job. I'm a nurse. I work in the emergency room. It's crazy. I'm making $80,000 a year, but stressful, and I don't want to do it anymore. Okay, well, let's do something in healthcare because you already got your medical background, nursing. I mean, I have a client that works from home that manages some nursing stations. Doesn't even go in the office. She's not in the emergency room. Makes it $90,000 a year in her pajamas. And she has, I think she has to go in once a month, maybe once every 2 months or something and checking in. But the idea is, that, you don't have to. And what if you did that part-time, right? So you're making $40,000, $45,000 a year. You're collecting Social Security now.
She said pension. Did she mean 401k?
No, pension. No. Well, I ran so you might've read it wrong, but the pension estimate is the amount of money that's being paid out. Sometimes the pension can be lump sum and the pension can be an income stream. They have options like AEP, the power company. We have some clients that have worked there over the years. They don't work there now because they retired, right?
Right.
But they come into it and say, look, they're going to give us $700,000 in pension, or they're going to give us $35,000 a year for the rest of our life.
That's what I thought pension was they just pay you for the rest of your life. I didn't realize you could take it in one lump sum.
It depends on the company.
Yeah.
A lot of private.
That's what she's talking about, I bet.
A lot of private companies. Yeah. Did she say $1.5 million?
1.5. Yeah.
So that's, if she's an executive or something like that, that's a huge pension. But the point is, she could take that money and roll it to a traditional IRA. I like that idea because then you control it and you're able to convert it to an IRA. Convert it to a Roth IRA.
Yeah.
If you turn it into a pension, it's just a pension. It pays out a monthly sum for the rest of your life. And so we don't know enough about it.
Doesn't grow, doesn't gain, just the same.
Well, most of them don't. The government ones, they actually do COLA increases, cost of living increases.
Oh, okay.
But like your typical employer ones, no. They just stay the same. If she's getting on that, $1.5 million. She's getting a good paycheck, but it's going to stay the same. In 20 years, it's not that much anymore, right? Because of inflation.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of pensions are extremely confusing, but it's all.
They're extremely rare now too, aren't they?
Yeah, I would say. I think we probably have 20% of the time someone has a pension.
Government employees have pensions. My wife does. She's a principal.
Right. Yeah, and the reason is they're extremely complicated, extremely expensive. I've looked into
and it costs the company a lot of money too.
They cost a lot for administration. They offer from some very secure payouts for conservative investors, so they can, basically put the risk on somebody else. But like with regards to how much is in her IRA, how much is in a pension, Social Security, all those things are integrated to what she wants to do. If she's going to work part-time, delay and defer as much as possible, convert IRAs to Roth so you don't have as big of RMDs. Because, we just had a client come in the office and he goes, wait, you're telling me that's $1.2 million? If I start converting right now, I'm 60 years old. In 12 years, if I start converting as much as I can, which wasn't the whole conversion of his IRA, we convert as much as we could every year up to the 24% tax bracket. There was $1.2 million difference over his lifetime to age 90.
Dang.
And then there's 10 more years that the kids can inherit it, right? Because the Roth can grow tax-free after that. That didn't include that. That's just their lifetime
Wow.
to age 90. But now it's not just tax savings, mind you. Again, it's the opportunity, right? The money's there, it can continue to grow, right? So you sit there and go, why are advisors leaving that on the table? It's a lot of work. We are doing a lot of work for no extra money right now. That's the reality of
That's
the truth.
sad.
I've got employees I'm paying. We're shuffling paper around. We're getting their pay stubs. We're getting 1099s from their our Fidelity statement or Schwab or wherever they have money. We're asking for their Social Security statements, and we're creating tax plans, which is it's kind of like a what if. What if you converted 100,000 to go up to the 22% tax rate? What if you converted 170,000 to go to the 24% tax bracket? Ooh, you pay a lot of tax. Yeah, but Mr. Jones, let me tell you about the benefit of that. In retirement, you got more income and you gave less money to the government. Doesn't that sound beautiful?
Mm.
And long-term investors get this. Some people don't, but people that have invested well in real estate and stocks, they get the concept because it's about the long game. It's always about the long game, right? You bite the bullet now, you exercise, you take care of yourself, and you probably have a better chance in your 80s that you're going to be around. Doesn't mean you're not going to drop dead tomorrow, right? We don't know.
Yeah, right.
We don't know. But if you see the pattern here, right? You work hard at it. You do the planning early on for years and years and years, and the benefits. Or you're like some of my clients that are complaining every year because we met them after they were in their 70s, and they're pulling out $200,000-$300,000 in a required minimum distribution, paying $70,000-$80,000 in tax that they do not need because their advisor was an investment advisor, not a financial planner. They just were managing their investments, ignoring everything else in their life. And they walk in with a $5 million net worth, and they have no will, no kind of an estate plan. They don't have a power of attorney. They don't have any reviewing of their real estate, who owns what, the titling of the beneficiaries. It's like they don't have a comprehensive plan.
Lillian, we hope that helps. Brian's right. There's just so many different variables. It would be good for you to reach out to retirementplannow.com. That's retirementplannow.com.